is happening? It is 12:30. It is time for The Drop. I'm Ruben Dominguez. That's Quinn Bishop. Coming to you live from Cactus Music World headquarters.
We're back.
It's time for the list.
It is time.
Let's get into it, man.
What
do you got? I know you got something good.
All right, we got something good right here.
Hit it.
Mr. Conan Gray. His last album was #1 album in the country.
Yes.
The
Daughter
record's
loves
Kid Crow. Does she?
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow. Okay, right on. TikTok, YouTube sensation.
Yeah.
It's a new album out called Super Ache. This is the cool graphic right here. I like this graphic. It's him laying on a bed of, it's very, what's the film? With all the roses. Anyway.
Romeo and Juliet?
No. Anyway, it reminds me of that album. But anyway, his brand new album, Hit the Racks, and we have autographed copies here for you. You can pick up one of those at Cactus. Get them quick. They're
flying off the
out
shelves.
door. We always get a limited amount of those. And, big things coming for this artist. I think this record's going to have numerous.
Started like online, right? It was just him
totally.
doing his own thing online and got into millions and millions of views and got signed.
Yeah. I mean, we live in an age where just based on TikTok,
other artists.
TikTok or YouTube, just building content on your own. That's good that people are paying attention to.
Yeah.
Major record companies, film companies want some of that.
If it's a way for artists to make a living, I'm all for it.
I'm for that too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Machine Gun Kelly, Mainstream Sellout. I love the album title. There's the Mainstream Sellout right there. Rapper, rocker, actor, kind of all over the place. I think the single's great. I don't think people assume that's going to be my thing, but it was funny. I listened to a whole bunch of new music, kind of right that was on a mix, and was only halfway paying attention to what was popping up, and I was like, "Oh, that's a pretty good song."
Yep.
And Young Gun and Young Thug are on this record. Who else?
Lil Wayne.
Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah.
So he's like one of those guys that really bridges together the punk rock and hip hop. Even has a track called Sid and Nancy.
Mm-hmm.
I think we know what that's about.
And his documentary is on just dropped on Netflix. My Life in Pink.
Oh, right.
So that's out this week too. So I wonder how that, or last week. We're working backwards from the future, so
we
apologize for that. So this is interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 strings on the Telecaster there, but the high E is missing. So if you're going to do open G tuning as Keith Richards, the low E tuning would be missing. So maybe he's this generation's Keith Richards.
Jury's still out on that. We'll know soon enough. Maybe. Hey, we're going to take it rootsy here.
Please.
We have this guy. His name of his band is one of my favorite band names, but this is Corblund. He's a Canadian country singer-songwriter, but mostly country artist. And these are songs his friends wrote, and it's all dudes that he tours with: Tom Russell, Hayes Carl, John Evans. He does Passing It Down Dino. We love that too.
We love John Evans.
Fred Eaglesmith.
Todd
Snyder. And it's dudes that he tours with. He's doing all their tunes. I'm pretty sure this is a Pandemic record. I love the name of his bands, the Hurtin' Albertans.
Yes, sir. That is really cool.
Yeah, the cover art's great.
I've been on a cover art kick lately. It's like they should put the cover art person up here.
Looks better on a big LP. I'll say that much for it.
Yes, sir.
All right, keeping our country streak alive here. There is a new Hank Williams Jr. record.
What?
And he is on Easy Eye Sound, which is Dan Auerbach's label. And Dan produced this record, and of course, he had a couple of missteps over the past few years, and has kind of taken not been as visible as he has been. But by all accounts, this is a pretty solid record. The title is great and made me laugh. It is Rich White Honky Blues.
Says it all.
Yeah. Totally. I think there's some hair dyeing going on there.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. Not a gray hair on that head.
Yeah.
Guitar's great, though.
It's an old National, yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably Dan Auerbach's guitar.
Yeah, it might be.
Good chance it is.
So this record's getting great reviews.
I'm going to take that back. That's a little bit too Jack White.
You're probably right.
So I don't know that Dan would own that guitar.
Yeah. So interesting pairing there. See what people think about it.
Special thanks to Thunderhead Hawkins.
All right, there. All right, Thunderhead, that was for you.
Thank you.
I love this artist. This is Joan Shelley. She has a new record called The Spur.
I don't know.
So Joan is from Kentucky. She is a very somber, in-tone folk singer. She is, honestly, I thought she was English. Like, it's a very
I would
English
guess
folk,
that just from the packaging.
very English folk sounding record.
It's soothing.
She played just prior to the pandemic over at Heights Theater, and we had staff that went and just thought it was phenomenal. Great singer-songwriter.
Super cool.
Hopefully you'll be hearing more from her.
Spur.
Very traditional folk.
Love it.
You're looking for something a little downbeat. That's a good one. And I think I love this record. This is Arouge Aftab. This is Vulture Prince, and people heard about this record.
This?
So I heard by chance I heard of a track of hers, and I was struck by how meditative and just the
like,
dynamics to it. It's
is she like Middle Eastern or?
So she's Pakistani,
okay,
and it's like this haunting, like Nick Cave kind of thing. But she has this awesome multi-octave voice. She won. People might remember her because she won the Best Global Music Performance Grammy Award last year.
Wow. Okay.
Didn't even have really a record contract in the United States. And,
that's amazing.
Yeah, and
it looks cool.
She's the first Pakistani artist to ever win a Grammy. So you got a lot of firsts there, but I urge people to check this out if you like music that just kind of builds and has a sense of dynamic to it. That's orchestral. She's fantastic. Features Anushka Shankar on the track. Amazing vocals. Badi Assad, who's
I'm interested.
Great classical guitar player.
Interested.
Check that out. It is
sure.
out there. Don't have a copy of this next one talking about, but again, keeping with something that's a little left of center. Klaus Schultz, his very last album, he just died at 78 recently. Deus Aracus just came out. He had prepared it before his passing. He made over 60 records during his life. And you're thinking, who is this guy? Klaus, electronic music pioneer. He was one of the founding members of Tangerine Dream.
There you go.
And, there's tons of great records out there, Ron. You can consult which ones are better than others. But he was remarkably consistent until all the way through his career. I would say if you're a casual classic rock listener and you like Richard Wright's playing on the Pink Floyd records, check this out. This guy,
good. That's a good reference.
He's phenomenal. He's like one of the great musicians you might never heard of, but influenced tons and tons of people.
Cool, man.
Okay, we're going to get heavy. Ready to get heavy?
Please.
I know you always are.
Thank you.
This is a new Coheed and Cambria record.
Thank you.
Vaxis 2, following appropriate love, Vaxis 1.
Yeah.
The
saga of the Armory Wars continues. Did I get that right?
So this is the 10th album, very progressive metal band. This is one of those bands that, working at the record store over the years, there's people that love them and there's people that despise them, which I think is always a sign of something that is compelling and interesting.
The songs are long. Mm-hmm. They don't really do short little pop songs or pop rock songs. We were just discussing about a week or two ago, Eddie Trunk had on his Sirius show, and Eddie's a hard rock guy. And these guys more progressive. Sure. But he did an interview with Claudio Sanchez, who basically is Coheed and Cambria, or is the band, and created this universe with these two characters, Coheed and Cambria. But Eddie made some incredible points, not even being a fan. And he was like, to my knowledge, you're the only band that, like, some bands do a conceptual album, like Rush would do a conceptual album. But their concept has been every single album.
Yeah. It's like this journey.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, this album's just kind of some love songs. Oh, this song's some bar rockers. No. But great double guitars. Just a great band. I love them. I think they're cool. And they do a lot of stuff that maybe you're like, the song's maybe making you a little sleepy. But Great live band, by the way, too. If you ever get to see them,
That is what I've always heard.
man,
That is
they'll
what I've
blow
heard
the
about
roof
them.
off a place. And you
Okay.
can't. And you were talking about the fans that really, really love them, and then the people that don't love them. Everybody in the audience is going to be bopping up and down and probably singing every word. So it's going to be like being at some international soccer game.
Yeah.
You know, you just get into it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
I think that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's the great thing about live music in a concert, that you are not fully familiar with what the artist going into. You're just thrown in the pot there and you figure it out.
I did it so many times at South by Southwest. I'd be with a group of people and they'd be like, "Oh, we're going to go see this band at Stubbs. We're going to go this band." I would leave the party and just walk down. And if I heard something cool coming out of a little crew, and just walk in, and it was always great. Not always, most of the time.
Dare to be bold.
Thank
right?
you.
That's
All
good.
right.
And this is kind of the flip flop to Coheed and Cambria. This is Shinedown. They have their first album in quite a while. This is Planet Zero, very mainstream hard rock act.
Yep.
They've had, I think, 17.
You know exactly what you're going to get.
Single modern rock tracks.
They've been known to tour themselves to death, and you know they've played everywhere. I think it's the original lineup still.
I think it is too.
Or a lot of the original lineup. Great guitarist. It's just good band. It's just solid.
I'm just very surprised that there's
Hard rock radio staple.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kind of go to band.
Yeah.
They their catalog had not been available on vinyl since they were originally released, and I didn't know how people were, were people waiting around for these things to come back out or not, and like their catalog being repressed really kind of primed it for this new album coming out.
Yeah.
People were looking for those records, and they got
Good
fans.
for them, man.
Yeah,
Because that's 20 plus years doing this now, so
yeah,
that's
no
not easy to do.
doubt. I don't have a copy of this record. We're going to talk about Municipal Waste, their new album, Electrified.
Yep.
Crazy thrash band. They just seem to get bigger and bigger and bigger with each record.
Yep.
And they're never going to have like a hit single per se, but their fan base keeps growing.
Great band, great sense of humor.
Great sense of humor. One of their band members is named Landfill. His name is Phil, and his name is Landfill.
I didn't know that. That's fantastic.
You're in municipal.
They were in that.
waste.
They were in some metal documentary, and I remember this the first time I saw them, and which made me go out and want to listen to some other stuff. I can't remember what it was, but it's interviews with the bands, then it's live performance, little pieces, and then talking to fans. It's just like the whole thing is like there's not that much of a script to it. It's just pieces of interviews like that, and it's the whole thing. And they were hilarious.
They're funny.
They were hilarious.
And they're cut from the same cloth. It's like a point of reference for you. This is going back a ways, but DRI, suicidal tendencies.
Yeah.
All that.
Which
just
was
like
that kind of
silly
hardcore punk meets thrash metal.
Right. Like where two worlds collide.
Yeah.
Right. I remember when
right
that
in that
happened.
space.
Yeah. And they're keeping that
Me too.
going. Maybe a little Testament in the mix too is what I always hear. They're,
Yeah.
But a cool band. Their new record's coming out. Check that out. Electrified. Speaking of Electrified, new release from God.
Oh, here it is.
Well, some people call him that. It's
And
Eric Clapton.
he's playing the guitar.
Nothing But the Blues. This is from tour from I forgot the sticker here.
Get it.
This is from 1994, live at the Fillmore, San Francisco. This is the From the Cradle tour, which was the huge.
Oh yeah.
His blues record from '94. That was the first time he'd ever done a record that was all blues with this touring
People are calling
band.
right now. They want it.
Yeah, they are. The request lines are now open. This content is also on DVD and Blu-ray. But I think this is a big moment for him, big year for him, and I was surprised that this had never been available before. The content maybe they documented it was prepared for release and just never came out. But
Could be.
yeah,
It's a good one.
so some Clapton.
We love us
for
some
ya.
Clapton.
We love us some Clapton. Okay, soundtrack for the Summer of Soul.
Yes.
The
award winning.
award-winning. Questlove produced. This is a series of concerts, which that had been documented, but had been filmed, but just never got any kind of proper release. And Questlove pulled all this material together for a film. It's kind of I think it's a little bit confusing because they've really tried. Ray Barretto makes an appearance again. They've really tried to sell it was the African American Woodstock. I don't think that's the case because Woodstock was one event and this was a series of concerts. But I get what they're saying. You got B.B. King, Fifth Dimension, David Ruffin, Staple Singers. I mean, the performances are electrifying. You could stream this out there. Sundance Film Festival winner. Essential viewing if you love soul music.
Did he win the Grammy for producing?
He won the Academy Award.
Was it the Academy Award?
Documented, yeah, because remember he got
the slap. You're right, the Academy Award.
Which man, that's we're just gonna
keep on
skip.
Right we don't need to touch that.
Yeah. Okay, it's great. This is our I think our lone jazz entry for this episode. Charles Lloyd. And Charles Lloyd, if you don't know him, tenor saxophonist, plays alto flute, amongst other instruments. He is, I think he's almost 80. This guy has had one of the great twilight years of making records. If anybody out there, he's releasing 2 trio records. This one was with Bill Frisell and Thomas Morgan. And man, I'm telling you, it's 3 guys playing in the sound of a room. These records are getting 5-star reviews. The other one is as well. We're featuring this one, Chapel. You got to hear it. It is really phenomenal music.
Wait a minute. Recorded at Elizabeth Booth Coates Chapel, Southwest School of Art, San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, I did not know that.
I did not know that there was such a school. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's
kids, when you buy the album, either on the outside or the inside, you can read things and you can learn things.
You can do it in the middle of a live cast.
Yeah. So I'm just saying. I mean, I guess if you're listening to iTunes, you can actually go deeper into the song and get lyrics and notes and stuff like
it's
that.
It's such a big part of it. People that, especially growing up at LP age and even CD age too, because all the liner notes were expanded. I mean, I was a big liner note reader.
Yeah, for sure.
I could probably not tell you the name of somebody I just met in the store 5 minutes ago, but I can tell you which guy engineered this record.
Sure.
1956.
Sure.
It's more of a curse than anything else.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, let's talk RSD Essentials, and those are records that are not, they're sanctioned RSD releases, but don't actually come out on a particular day. They come out through the year, and these are all things that we think are that fans are asking for, and you don't want to wait around until another event. We're making them available year-round. This is the Meshuggah Immutable record. This is limited to 500 copies. That is nothing. On white and blue marble vinyl. There you go. This is their 9th record, reissue of their 9th record. So there's been a previous version available of it, but this is just a special pressing for Record Store Day followers.
I love this band. I've seen them live.
Again, no hit single.
There's not going to be a hit single, but I will tell you. Let's say you're in a situation where your landlord won't let you out of your lease.
Just start playing.
Put this on at the loudest possible level you can muster, and then leave the house.
Yeah, you even get your deposit back.
You will get your deposit back. Yeah. I gotta love these guys.
Yeah, very. What do we say?
They basically created. They're responsible for at least 20 bands right now.
Yeah, because it's like an exacting mathematical metal.
Yeah.
I mean. Help me out here.
It sounds like a finely tuned tank at full speed headed into battle.
That might be on the next hype stick room.
And I've driven a tank, so I know.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
I drove a tank.
Woo.
It drives like a tank, by the way.
And next up, now for something completely
different.
This is Colin Malloy from the Decemberists.
Sings the music of Meshuggah.
Does not sound like a tank. Nothing tank-like about this at all. In fact, it's him singing. So he did a series of EPs. These are digital releases.
There's one guy doing the 64th notes of the kick drum just on spoons.
On the Morrissey tracks.
You're right.
On the Morrissey tracks.
I'm sorry.
So you got Colin Malloy, a side devoted to 4 different artists. There's Morrissey. There's Shirley Collins, who's a British folk singer. the Kinks and Sam Cooke.
Wow.
Again, these have only been available on like very small, short EPs. You can get them all in one spot.
Has he done some solo stuff before?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
okay.
does
Oh,
from
it's an
time to
EP.
time,
Got
yeah.
it. Okay, so this is a collection. Got it.
2005
Okay.
to
Sorry.
2013, he would occasionally do an EP of cover tunes, and that's what this is, all
And
in one spot.
But we've talked about the Decembers before because there was a moment there where they were a thing.
Looked like it was going to bust wide open.
Yeah, right.
Kind of did. I think it's never a bad idea to err on the side of good art as long as you're comfortable with what the results might be. And
Right.
I think they were so conceptual.
Yeah.
They managed to have some hit singles, but it was a little too for
They just kind of stayed on their own course.
Yeah, and then
Just did their own
if they make another record, it's going to be, and they've got fans for life.
Absolutely.
Hard to break, and they could still break to the mainstream and have another big record. But cool band. Again, Record Store Day Essential Release Limited, and this one is this cover's so great. It's the Mad Lib Madison Show: The History of the Loop Digga. Now, this is on Sky Blue vinyl. And this is part of an ongoing series. I mean, look how many tracks there are there. This is great.
Whoa.
It's like 34 tracks. And the story behind this is a jazz series, lots of loops, beats. And, for those that aren't that familiar with Madlib, he has worked with Jay Dilla, MF Doom. Freddie Gibbs currently has had a bunch of hit records with him. Great sounds. And I think this is the fifth one. Does it say number 5 or number 7? What did it say? Number 5. So, and these things all come out as cool.
Yeah, this is not for. Just gonna keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get to look at that album art before you flash on the screen. Okay, to the big old reissue
Basket.
These are literally. We were talking about heavy rock earlier.
Yes.
This is actual heavy packages. This is Queen, the Platinum Collection. And this is like all the hits from every era on 6 LPs. So look, you got all the looks of Freddie right there.
All the incarnations.
Yeah. And I don't think this band, at one point, maybe people thought they couldn't be bigger, but let me tell you, they're big.
Yeah.
So you can get all this in one ginormous box set.
And we talked about this in 2020. They were the highest grossing rock band in the world.
Yeah.
And that was COVID.
That was COVID.
So take that with Bohemian Rhapsody did not hurt them. That movie did not cause them any
and I'll
any
say
pain.
this, music fans suspected that it was going to tank.
No one knew what that was.
Did not.
And they didn't make it for that much money.
No, it was pretty.
Yeah, it was made on a pretty sparse budget.
Yep. Huge
Compared
relaunch.
to-
It's a good sleep fest. Too.
Yes, sir. Get it.
Oh, what look?
It looks amazing. It fits perfectly. Yeah.
All right. This is Frank Zappa, obviously. And this is a box set. It's 6 CDs of shows in Erie, Pennsylvania. Or around Erie, Pennsylvania. It looks like one is in Edinburgh. Frank Zappa really was the first guy to start doing his own bootleg series. He beat Dylan to it. He beat Neil Young to it.
And it's supposed to be Erie on the screen, not Eric. But
that might be a typo on my
it was
part.
a typo, I'm sure. You send me the weirdest stuff in emails.
Yeah, that's what I do. So anyway, he had this whole the bootlegger series where he put out. I mean, the guy already had more records than anybody.
Right.
It's hard to believe people would need more, but somebody would put out a bootleg, and he would put out his own version of it, and then also he had his own sound engineer for years, and he recorded pretty much every show that he played. And so you're seeing this stuff come out. I mean, gosh, there's 3 or 4 of them a year. The fans are always eagerly anticipating them, and that one's the latest. We have another one of these big boxes, and this is
Lord.
This is, we thought we'd close this. This is the Sound of Summer, people. This is the Beach Boys monster collection of their 6 decades of hits. You go all the way from I Get Around and the Surfing Safari and the early stuff all the way through Kokomo
Yeah.
and all the later stuff, including some stuff I think from their last studio record they did. A lot of mix it stuff remixed for the latest technology, so it sounds as good as it can possibly get. You know, a lot of the early Beach Boys stuff was in stereo proper, so I think some of the stereo mixes make their debut here to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the band. A lot of 60th anniversaries of bands. Right?
80 newly remastered tracks, 24 new mixes, and etched vinyl logo.
That's even better than embossed.
That is better than embossed.
It's etched, man.
Next week,
forget about it.
the embossed collection returns. Only embossed records. We'll do an entire segment of just embossed records.
And I thought we'd close with a toy. This is like
Please do.
It's much like it's kind of looks similar to the Eddie Van Halen one that she's flying in midair. This is the Joan Jett Funko Pop from the album graphic. I like that they give you a point of reference.
Yeah,
she's so great.
And you know, she's on the Def Leppard Motley Crue tour.
Oh yeah. I mean,
and there's a great picture. I think Loudwire. Somebody had it, and it was her and Joe Elliott backstage. And like, it's got like this little hug. You know, it was a cool pick.
She is always great, and I love it that you know, ego's not so huge there that she won't go out and open for anybody. You know, she will go out there and play with anybody and connect with more fans by doing that. It's so smart. It's
I think it's really smart, and she's been in the game for so long. She knows the drill, man, and she's played enough crappy places and probably played to enough small audiences that she knows. You know, you never miss the chance to
entertain a big audience.
Entertain.
Yeah, and that opening set
stadium.
for her.
It's just the hits, man.
Like 30 minutes
it's
of Joan
the
Jett.
hits. It is the hit after hit after
Killing
hit.
it.
All right, man, we're going to wrap this up. All right, so you know the drill. Thursdays, 12:30. You check in. We're here. We talk music. We talk vinyl. We do the whole 9 yards. You know, we answer the phone. Viewer mail. Are we going to start viewer mail? I don't know if we're going to start viewer mail.
No.
You know, customer trivia. You know, we'll do something like that. We'll do some bingo night. Maybe steak night.
Steak night.
Steak night.
Steak night. Ladies night.
Ladies night. We'll do ladies night. Win tickets to the skating rink. All right, we're going to get out of here. Good to see you next week, everybody. Have a good one, and you know where to find us.
Because that wasn't a bad idea.
No, it was a great idea. See you later. Peace.